Hello. How is it going, people? Welcome to the stream. And I have genuinely only one question. What did we just watch? What did we watch? I have no words. I have no explanation for what just happened. Let's be real, because all these top gunners who were saying, oh, we're gonna smash Manchester United, we're gonna destroy them. I was telling, calm down, calm the F down. Because let's be real, we have never gone to Old Trafford, no matter what United form have been into, and always struggled. The last time we scored 3 goals at Old Trafford was 1970, 55 years ago. 55. We scored 2 at best. At best. And we got 1 lucky goal today. It wasn't lucky, it was a good finish by Declan Rice, but ultimately it was to some extent just hope, shoot and pray and hope, and it worked. Let's be real. It was shoot, pray, hope, and it worked to a certain amount. And that basically was what it was today. Let's be real. Let's not kid ourselves. We got lucky. We got lucky not to lose the game. David Raya did a fantastic job, genuinely, from letting us going 3-4, nothing down. We could have easily lost the game. Easily lost that game. Did we have a chance to win the game? Maybe. I wouldn't say so. Draw is a lucky one. Genuinely a lucky one. That was shocking, awful, just abysmal, to say the least. 1-1 against Manchester United. That was utterly embarrassing. All that possession, 69% for what? For freaking what? Nothing at the end of the day. Big up Kwame, big up. We lost the league 3 months ago. We lost the league even before that to some extent. But let's be real, in January we didn't sign anyone. You could argue we lost the league then. But let's be real, we lost the league already in summer, when we didn't make the necessary signings we had to make to get it over the line. We were this close at the end of last season to win the league. All we had to do is sign 3 players in necessary positions and go again to get it over the line. And of course we didn't. Of course, just like Arsenal, if it makes sense, we won't do it. If it makes sense, we won't do it. However, today the news broke that Andrea Berta is signing as an Arsenal sporting director. Berta must the right players during the summer, exactly. And now, and genuinely now, this is more than ever, we need to get it right. No excuses, no weird skinned, no PSR, no none of that crap. We need to get the job done. We need to get the job done. Big up mob, big up mob. It feels like a loss. It feels even worse than a loss, let's be real. It's even goes without saying that a draw in a title race, even we are not in a title race, but in general, for a team that should be going for a title, a draw is like a loss to some extent, especially the amount of draws we have racked up this season, to say the least. And to answer this question, when does Berta start? According to The Athletic and David Ornstein, he is signing apparently next week, and he is gonna start by the end of March. At some time point in the coming weeks, Andrea Berta is already beginning his job at Arsenal. So that gives me some hope that we could get the job done properly. The issue about this is, though, my only issue, and the biggest issue to all of this is, will Arteta still be here? Because for me, he should have been gone quite some time ago. And now with Andrea Berta coming in, I'm not too sure what's gonna happen next, obviously. But one thing is for granted, that Mikel Arteta is on a hot seat, to say the least. To say the least, Mikel Arteta is on a hot seat. Because performances like this does not fly. Does not fly whatsoever. And they shouldn't fly. And I wouldn't be surprised if Andrea Berta, signing contract, is saying, well, looking at this, I'm getting my job. I'm taking away some power from Mikel Arteta, let's be real, because he will. There is no other reason to sign such a high-profile sporting director of football, if you don't take away the power of Mikel Arteta, who has 15 million a year, which you gave it to him genuinely half a year ago. And now I would say, sack him. He doesn't fit Arsenal. He's taken Arsenal as far as he possibly could. And that's about it. Plus, on top of that, Mikel Arteta has the nerve to come out in interviews and say that he's overachieving with the squad after 800 million nearly spent. He's overachieving what? He says, oh, without injuries and red cards, with these injuries, different manager would get him mid-table. Are you fucking dumb? How egoistic you have to be to say things like that. And to put on top of that, we're gonna get to it in a second. Yeah, Berta is the right man for our club. He is, because he will take no crap from this manager, no crap whatsoever. And one of the first things I would do is sack this manager. I'm not gonna lie. Big up, Michael. Abraham said we had to survive this game. I think we did more than that. Should have bloody won. Exactly. Let's be real. If David Raya wasn't in goal, it could have been easily 4-0 before we even scored the first goal. Before Declan Rice curled it in. It could have been easily 3-0, 4-0. It could have been the end. We could have lost if Raya doesn't make that double save. Let's be real. For me, David Raya is man of the match. How Declan Rice won man of the match is just a joke. Let's be real. Yes, he scored a goal. Okay, cool. But overall, David Raya should be getting man of the match. And let's be real, United, the way they're playing under Amorim, they cannot play similar style as they wanted to play, as Amorim played under when he was the coach at Sporting. They have, to some extent, not that advanced players, a bit lower IQ type of players. So the best thing they can do, 5 at the back, park the bus, don't give any chances to possession style teams. And it works to a charm. It works against us, it works against City and teams like that. It works like a charm. Where does this make sense? Where we made Alejandro Garnacho look like he's genuinely one of the best wingers in the world. Calafiori cannot defend to save his life. We made Garnacho look like if Garnacho scored, right, instead of Bruno Fernandes, Garnacho should have gotten the man of the match to some extent. Because Garnacho, we made him look like he was prime Pedro on the in prime Barcelona days. That's how we made him look. He looked like I actually have decent winger. And how embarrassing is that? Because he stinks out the gaff almost against every single opponent. And that's what Arsenal are. We make every single team we play against look like they're prime Barcelona, Galactico, Real Madrid. That's how we make them look. That's utterly embarrassing, to say the least. And Ruben Amorim knows how to get best out of Mikel Arteta in terms of how to shut him down. 3 games we have played against, 3 games we have played against United this season. 2 draw, loss, and a win. And let's be real, when we won at the Emirates, right? We won because of corners, set piece FC. Now we drew the game because of set piece FC, because free kick technically is a set piece as well. We won because of the corners, because from open play we did nothing at the Emirates. And today as well, pretty much from open play, we didn't do anything almost. Like, I don't have in my mind chances we have. In my mind, imprinted we could have scored. There are no excuses for performances like this. None whatsoever. Against 15th in the league, Manchester United, who are in such a disarray, who are in such a shambolic shape, that there are no excuses. Their stadium is falling down. They are not catering their staff and everything. And on top of all that, Aiden Heaven came up. And he actually shut us down. Aiden Heaven, the guy who we binned, shut us down. He left us. Chidobe Martin, Aiden Heaven, both of them left us to a team who are basically, compared to Arsenal, 10 levels behind us. Let's be real, from where they should be. Man United should be higher up in the table to some extent. Let's be real, for what they are and who they used to be. You would think they should be up there, but they're not. And even youngsters are leaving for that team. Only thing missing from today's game was Chidobe Martin coming on instead of Rasmus Højlund and scoring the winning goal. That would be genuinely the only thing missing from this game to just paint the picture how shit we were today. That was the only thing missing. And this generally shows that possession, control isn't everything in the game. Yet Mikel Arteta persists in playing this style of play. Utter and total disgrace to the maximum extent. Ethan Vanieri was shambolic. Calafiori was useless. Most of our guys were awful. Trossard was actually he had some good moments. Why didn't he play through the middle? I have no idea. In the second half we sub on Kieran Tierney for Thomas Partey. Put Tierney as a left wing. Then the camera cuts to Raheem Sterling, and Sterling is fuming in the seats on the substitute bench. Like, it's insane. Exactly. Absolute effing disgrace of performance. Exactly. Get Arteta out first and then give the money to the new manager. Sign a new manager. 15 million a year to watch this crap against useless Manchester United side, which should have no chance against us. That is utter embarrassment. And it was bound to happen, let's be real. The way we were playing, the way things were going, it was just a matter of time until United score. Because the imprint has been there throughout the whole season. We control the possession, we have something, and then bang, one counter, 1-0 Arsenal are down. And we've seen this over and over and over again through this course of the season. And it happened today. And it happened today. If Arteta doesn't win us a trophy next season, then he should quit. Next season? Dude, you're sounding like Patrice Evra. One more season. I don't even want him for the next season. I want him gone this season. At the end of this season. Why this narrative always gets extended, basically? Because this season it was, if Arteta doesn't win anything for us this season, doesn't win a trophy, he has to go. Season comes slowly to an end. It looks like we are not going to win anything. Well, give him one more season. Just because Andrea Berta comes in. How about screw Mikel Arteta? Andrea Berta is coming in. It's pretty much evident that he was Atletico Madrid. He was one of the top guys there. He dealt with Simeone. He knows how to deal. He knows how to win. He knows how to sign proper players. Screw Mikel Arteta. Sack him. Get a proper manager in who aligns with the sporting director for the future and his vision, and go from there. Because our team isn't as bad as we are playing. Let's be real. Our team is not shambolic as we displayed today and have displayed over the course of the season. We are not that bad. It's just these tactics, this system, and this manager who has made us look this bad. Let's be real. This game pretty much, to some extent, was copy-paste from the game we played against Inter Milan. We tried something, it didn't work, they scored first, and then we just started crossing. No ideas, no attack, no urgency, no nothing. How we didn't lose this game 3-4-0 is just thanks to David Raya. That's about it. Nothing more, nothing less. Utter shambolic patheticness, and Arteta should be sacked in the tunnel at the Old Trafford today on the spot. Only knock on Bert is he hasn't won a Champions League. Yeah, he hasn't, let's be real. At least he has been in the final of Champions League with Atletico Madrid. He has won La Liga with Atletico Madrid. 4 years ago, I admit, but still he has won at least La Liga. He has signed some proper players. He has signed world-class players to that club, something we haven't done pretty much since we signed Aubameyang. That was the last time, and we binned him for nothing. Oh, but we moved to Emirates to compete with these teams, Real Madrid's, Bayern's, Atletico Madrid's. Where are we competing? Give me Real Madrid in the quarterfinals. Let's see for all these top gooners who trended after PSV 7-1. Pray for Madrid hashtag. Give it to me. Give them, so maybe then they will have a proper reality check what is what. Maybe then they will have a proper reality check. Let's be real. We definitely should. We're gonna talk about that in the second part of the stream. We have already been linked with more players. I already did a video today, and if you haven't, go check it out. But I already talked that with him being signed, we will get linked with players we haven't linked before. There's a big chance. Big chance we're gonna get linked with more players from La Liga, more from Serie A. And those players won't be such average Joes like Tomiyasu, like Kivior, like Merino, or players like that. We're gonna get linked most likely with some top of the top type of players to some extent. Let's be real. And that should be the case. Next season. Exactly. I want him gone now. Exactly. Garnacho looked like Neymar. Exactly. Raya and Rice, the two best performers today to some extent. Let's be real. I would have given Raya man of the match. Okay, cool. But Rice somehow got it, okay, just because of goal. Maybe that makes sense to some. For me, it doesn't. Raya basically made us get that point. If we didn't have Raya in goal, we would have lost the game even before we scored that goal. It should have been 3-4-0 before we scored. Let's be real. Get this manager out now. We made genuinely Garnacho look like one of the best wingers in the world today. And that partially was also due to Calafiori. Because that guy cannot defend to save his life. The guy is a center back. All back. Why Arteta has this obsession with signing center backs and then playing them as wing backs makes zero sense to me. Always playing players out of position, center backs as wing backs, midfielders as left backs, or right backs as wing backs, midfielders as strikers as well. Make it make sense. Which top manager does that? Do you ever see Diego Simeone put Rodrigo de Paul at striker? Ever? Does Ancelotti put Chouameni at striker? Did Arsene Wenger put Patrick Vieira as a striker or as a right back? When have you seen such utter disgrace? Arteta hasn't got that. Exactly, he has no excuses, nothing. Well, technically he is. He has the licenses, so hey. Trossard, tackling Garnacho. Let's be real. On that free kick, everything was off. Because Calafiori's header back to Trossard could have been better. Then why? He decided to do a fancy back flick to the defender with the ball, and he mistimed it, misjudged it, miskicked it, and then he has to defend. Calafiori is out of position, Gabriel is backing up, Saliba is backing up, with Zirkzee running in, so our whole defense is on the back foot, it's all over the place. Only player who can do anything is Trossard, and obviously he's not a defender, he makes the challenge, it's a foul, and it was inevitable. Obviously, questions about Raya's positioning, but he put the wall in the right place at the end of the day. Why he left such big gap in the goal is a different thing, because if I'm not mistaken, he could have stood in the center of the goal, but he decided to pull to the right corner, and that ultimately went in. So did Edu want Sterling? I don't think so. I think Arteta wanted Sterling. Arteta said he had a 2-minute talk with him, and he instantly knew in the first 10 seconds he wanted him here. Then Edu had to address it up, as it was a good signing, so he said, well, to be honest, Arteta or Edu, I think it was Edu who said, well, Sterling wasn't in our books. He wasn't on our list, but he was just an option to get in at the end of the day. Yeah, I understand. Big up, Mike. Big up, my guy. This is what you want. Yeah, this is nuts. Lackluster performance, to say the least. Absolutely pathetic performance. Exactly, nothing changes. Same shit, different toilet. Let's be real. With Lindelof as well. It's nuts. We actually made Aiden Heaven look good. We made Heaven look like a good center back. We got pocketed by Aiden. Exactly. He rejected us to go to United. Chidobe Martin rejected us. As I said, only thing missing from this game as a result was Chidobe Martin getting subbed on instead of Rasmus and him scoring the winning goal for United. That would genuinely be cherry on the top of the cake to just tell the story of Arsenal's season. That would be genuinely it. Did Arteta rage his post? Yes, he did. And I can show you this. He did. Where was it? Mikel Arteta. Arteta. Where was it? It is somewhere. Here we go. Mikel Arteta didn't want to reply on the title race when asked about points gap with Liverpool. He said thank you. The interviewer, the journalist, didn't even finish his question, and Arteta just stormed off. Over my dead body, he said 2 weeks ago. No, week even ago. A week ago, he said, over my dead body. Now he's just genuinely being shook. Look at that face. Genuinely, look at that face. He's rattled, pissed off, and annoyed, and he just stormed off, to say the least. The journalist didn't even finish his question. Like, seriously. Would you put it past him? He can't. He can't go with the job. Arteta actually got asked some proper questions by journalists from Sky Sports, who actually are not in the interview section when Arteta does press conferences, and instantly he panics, gets pissed off because he cannot filter those questions. In press conferences, he knows the questions beforehand so he can prepare answers. They get weeded out with the uncomfortable questions, so only some good questions by the media scouting system get asked so that he can answer to them. When he gets to the real questions, he gets instantly pissed off, because remember, he got pushed about the questions in the interview, in the press conference a week ago, and he just got annoyed instantly. He shut him instantly down, didn't allow him to finish the question. And here again, he gets asked questions, and instantly, as soon as he gets uncomfortable, he gets pissed off. That is not serious. He legitimately got pissed off and walked off. And there is a cherry on top of all that. This is what top Gunners are justifying why we conceded the goal. Top Gunners are saying this is why we conceded the goal. Arsenal wall before Bruno Fernandes Arsenal's wall before the Bruno Fernandes goal was measured by Anthony Taylor was 11.2 yards away as opposed to 10 yards away. This is the excuse Top Gunners currently are giving for the reason why we draw the game. Why we draw the game. Nothing to do with the performance, no accountability for the players, for the manager, for the tactics, or anything. No accountability, no questions, no nothing. Just excuses left, right, and center. Where does that make any sense? These excuses, where does that make any sense? Oh, but he's the best manager we know. No, he's not. He's not even top 10 manager we know. He gets paid like he's a top 2 manager in the world, but at best he's top 50 manager, and he's on the lower side of the 50 there as well, of the 40, so he's like 49th. Let's be real. How can you use this as an excuse why Arsenal lost the game? Find some shame. For a change, call out Arsenal. Call out the players, performances, tactics, everything, substitutions for what they are. Stop using these goddamn excuses for just saying, oh, that's why we lost. We didn't lose because of that. We were utterly shit. AFTV, Aiden Heaven gets subbed on at halftime. He gets the tweet. Once a Gunner, always a Gunner. Like, find shame. Genuinely find shame to everything. Find shame. Find something and all this stuff. And this is why the reason Arteta walked away from Sky Sports post-match interview when asked about the title race. Like, seriously. Find some bloody shame. And we still have to deal with that for about 10-15 games this season. But this is unacceptable, to say the least. Unacceptable. How does this fly with most of the Arsenal's fan base? How is this acceptable for the most of Arsenal's fan base? Like, make it make sense. Make it make sense. I want this manager out of the club. I want a proper manager, different manager with new tactics, new ideas, new perspective and everything. I don't want to watch this crap. We cannot beat United. We cannot beat Bournemouth. We cannot beat even bloody West Ham. Oh, it's all fine and roses when we go to London Stadium. But when they come to our stadium, they still bear us. Where does that make sense? Which club who is going for the title, allegedly, especially this season, lose to the mid-table lower end sides so often, draw against these sides so often? Which team does that? Oh, Arsenal have a great record against top 6. So what? We had a decent record against top 6 most of the time. Our issue was the mid-table lower end sides. And we are struggling against them every single season. Every season. Without an exception. Every single season. Last season it was Fulham. West Ham, of course. Aston Villa to some extent. Teams like that. Before that as well. It was Everton. It was Southampton. Teams who are relegation fodder, basically, to some extent. Or mid-table fodder at the time. And we cannot even beat them. This is what we bargained for. And I have big issues with this. Big, massive issues. And for me, also a big question is, what Arteta is trying to do. Because 3 seasons. First season, 8 points clear. Last season, 2 points behind, finished the league. And this season. We have played 3 different styles of football. 3 seasons ago, attacking. Last season, control. This season, more defensive and control. 3 different styles, all with different results. One we ball from being 8 points clear. One we ball just going 1-7 in December, drawing against 10-man Fulham and all this crap. And then this season, when we are regressing. We are freaking regressing. I talked about this yesterday as well. I was on Aaron's stream. Aaron Talks Arsenal. If you haven't already, go subscribe to him. Top guy, top content and everything. He pulled up 3 seasons, 22, 23, 23, 24, and this season after 26, 27 games, right? Last season, we had 61 points. Season before that, 61, 63 points. This season, we had 50-something points. We have scored 17 goals less this season than we scored in previous 2 seasons. 17 goals less. 17 goals less. What's the difference? Oh, then we were attacking, then we had control. This season, what's the excuse? Because the attack is the same. Midfield technically is better because we signed Merino. Defense, better. because we signed Calafiori. Defense is, by the way, on the same par. Every single season we had conceded more or less the same amount of goals. This season we just cannot score to save our lives. None of them are scoring. Make it make sense. We have been figured out to maximum extent. Big up Nathan, big up TK. It's sickening, pathetic, and embarrassing to say the least. We have been figured out to maximum extent. Our attack has been figured out. Our midfield has been figured out, who, by the way, is more unbalanced than tidal waves in ocean, and still no new ideas. When shit hits the fan, start crossing. This game genuinely was copy-paste scenario to the game we played against Inter Milan. They scored a goal, and we had no ideas how to score. We start to cross the ball against 5 at the back. We lucky we didn't lose this game. We were lucky not to lose this game. Thanks to David Raya. This game just highlighted the problems big time. Exactly. Andrea Berta, as he comes in, he will have so much things to change, to improve, to sell, and to buy. It is actually insane. And he has to start with the manager. He needs to go. And then half of the squad needs to go, pretty much. Let's be real. 1 goal in the last 270 minutes of Premier League, by the way. 3 games of football, and that doesn't include extra added time as well, by the way. Let's be real. 1 goal. 1 freaking goal. This fraud manager really wants to do the bigger fish to fry BS with the Champions League. Exactly, he does this. We focus on the things, we have a big focus on Champions League. So basically he has packed it in the title race in Premier League. So what's the excuse then from storming out on Sky Sports interview today when he gets asked about the title race? If you have packed it in and you're focusing more on Champions League, then say it that way. Say it. Say you're focused on Champions League. Say it, you don't think we're gonna win the league and we are going for that. Just say it, admit it. But there is no accountability in this club. Fans don't hold accountable the players, the manager, the tactics. Even the owners, to some extent, don't get held accountable. And that is just sickening, to say the least. They much rather find excuses like, oh, the wall was 1 yard further away than it technically should be by the letter of the law. That's why we lost the game. No, it wasn't. Shut the F up. That's not an excuse. So he scored a free kick. Does that justify the utter crap we watched for the rest of 89 minutes? Does that justify that crap we saw on the pitch? Like, seriously. We are Manchester United. Exact, to some extent, yeah. 3 games this season, 1 win, 1 draw, 1 loss. We lost in the cup, where it matters arguably the most, to some extent. We won in the league solely because of corners. Amorim has just come in. He hasn't, as bad as he is, well, Manchester United, I mean, right? Especially right now in general. He was just come in. He had no time. So, but he still shut us down from open play. We scored because of set-piece situations. Corners. That's where all the XG in that game came from as well. Oh, we had 2 XG, we won 2-0, hey, happy days, all this crap. We had 1.6 XG, 1.3 XG from corners, 0.6 XG from open play. What about today? Where are the chances? Where is the scoring form? Where are the goals? Oh, 7-1 against PSV. We gonna bury United. Oh, it's gonna be 4-5. We haven't scored 3 goals at Old Trafford for 55 goddamn years. 1970 was the last time we scored 3 goals at Old Trafford. 55 years. And it doesn't matter what phase is United in, how bad United are. We always struggle there. Always. And they always turn up against us. If you don't go by history, what it has taught you, what is there? Let's be real. I said it's not gonna be easy. I said it's gonna be either Stinkfest 1-1 or we're gonna win 2-1. At the end it was 1-1. However, based on how the game went, we should have lost that game quite comfortably as well. Let's not kid ourselves. Garnacho looked like prime Neymar, like prime Pedro. Like, it's actually insane. We got lucky to maximum extent. Next, Chelsea. Dude, we have Chelsea next at home, and then we have Fulham as well at home. And we have obviously PSV, then we have Chelsea, then it's international break, and then we have Fulham. Bro subbed off Vanieri, but Vanieri was also quite very bad today. Let's be real, Vanieri was quite bad today. Yes, he's only 17 and everything he needs to learn, and he had actually no business in playing to some extent, because he doesn't play. We basically, just due to injuries, have thrown him on the pitch, put all the weight and expectations from the fan base, from the club, ownership on his shoulders, and just go for it. See what you can do. We did that with Fabregas, we did that with Saka and Emil Smith-Rowe. Who else was there? Nasri, Wilshere, Ramsey. We do that every single time. Like, just makes no sense. Think fans will call out another game Odegaard 0 GA. Exactly. Pillow foot. Genuinely pillow foot. Odegaard had a chance to put it properly on the net again. No power. Basically no spice in his shot. Just trickles off his foot. Once again. Shocking display of things. And as always, holds up the play, takes 55 billion touches, does the stanky leg on the pitch and ring around the rosy like a fire drill alarm and everything, and then passes back to Thomas Partey, and Partey then passes back to David Raya. Like, he's not good. And let's be real, as bad as Man United fans say Bruno Fernandes, at least he gets GA, at least he scores. To some extent, he actually puts into certain extent captain's performance. Our captain, on the other hand, gets goosebumps when he walks on the pitch to North London forever. Another Odegaard free kick into the wall, yeah. 10 times out of 10. If there was a betting site where you could basically bet on Odegaard, if there's a free kick, to put the ball into the wall, you genuinely would be a billionaire by now. Put just a tenner on the fact that Odegaard is either gonna sky it or hit in the wall, and you instantly gonna win. Every single free kick he does when he has a direct shot on target chance, he puts in the goddamn wall. What a free kick. Odegaard hasn't scored a direct free kick since Burnley in like 2021-22 season, something like that. When Yeri was crap today, but I'm not going heavy on him as well. He was crap, but as well. Partey needs to go, Trossard needs to go, Martinelli needs to go. Odegaard, that's just a joke thing. Bro, Partey ain't the problem, he's just tired because he's over. To some extent, I get that. He's old, we all know that. Nelly came back, just forget how to play football again. Well, shocking display of things. Absolutely disgusting, exactly. Absolutely pathetic. Big up Liam. 15 points. What a title race for Arsenal. What a title race. 15 points behind. What race we are talking about? What race? We've been lapped 5 times by Liverpool. 5 times we've been lapped. If you watch athletics and everything, you know what I mean. 5 times we've been lapped. 5 wins. 5 wins separate us from Liverpool. 5 times. We are closer to dropping into third against Nottingham Forest than actually getting anywhere. Where does that make any sense whatsoever? Oh, we're doing this, we're doing that. We're doing fuck all. Yeah, I genuinely beg. Berta comes in right now. He comes in March. It's been confirmed. End of the season. Arteta, goodbye and never come back. Yeah, Arteta lost his head in interview. Even mid-game, when we couldn't create, we couldn't have chances. When camera turned to him, you could see he was gone. He was lost. Deer in headlights look and all that stuff. He had no bloody idea what to do. Get him gone. Exactly. Partey can only do 1 game a week. Yeah, that's the biggest thing. One is old, so he can do 1 game a week. When Yeri is young and experienced, he needs 1 game a week as well. That is the case. I hope that those 2 guys don't play against PSV at home. I beg they don't play. Put Shillings on at right wing, I don't care. 7-1. No chance in hell we ball that lead. By the way, it could be a big jinx, but no chance we ball that lead. Right? Do it. Give Vanieri a rest. Give Partey a rest. Give all of them all a rest. Let's be real. And then bring on Madrid. Because all these top gooners who trend pray for Madrid, by the way, like last year, pray for Bayern. I want Madrid. Because I want these top gooners to see a reality check. Because they say, oh, we're gonna beat Real Madrid. On what grounds, what merit do you have for us to say that we're gonna beat Real Madrid? What grounds? What reasoning you have behind this? Like, serious talk. What reasoning you have behind this that we're gonna beat Real Madrid? Or Atletico Madrid, by the way. Both of those teams, proper manager, proper squad, proper tactics, proper bench, and has heritage. What odds do we have? Seriously. Tell me why Timber played another 90 when Ben White needs to get match time. Exactly. I hope Ben White starts against PSV. I genuinely hope so. Arteta will be gone at the end of the season. I hope so. I genuinely hope so. Fans are turning us too. If that is the case, hallelujah. He can't handle the truth. He cannot. As soon as he gets asked direct question that he cannot basically politically answer by basically saying lots of stuff without saying anything, just like politicians do most of the time, instantly he gets vexed, pissed off, annoyed, he interrupts the journalist in mid-sentence or storms off like he did today. All the things. That 7-1 was not a fluke, to some extent, let's be real. PSV were shocking, and they played into Arsenal's hands, basically. Because the one thing you cannot do against Arsenal is play open attacking football. And in 22-23 season, most of the teams did that, hence why we could beat them. Let's be real. We were attacking, we exploited the gaps and everything. In the second part of the season that year as well, they kind of wised up. They were playing mid-low blocks and we started to struggle, let's be real. And now, PSV played like that, we got the 7-1. Let's be real, it's not going to happen again. Real Madrid out-tactic Simeone, gonna out-tactic us, let's be real. There's no chance in that happening. And no team in Premier League plays like that against us. Yeah, I knew it's gonna be a stinkfest. It's either gonna be a draw or a narrow win for Arsenal. I actually in the previews predicted either a 1-1 draw or a 2-1 win for Arsenal. Why I predicted a win for Arsenal, I have no idea. Because based on today's performance, we should have lost 3-4-1. To be honest, could have been 3-4-0 because the chances they had were before we actually scored the goal. I didn't expect anything like that, so I get that. Yeah, interviewer had him on strings to the maximum extent. I have an early day tomorrow, just wanted to pop in. Big up Nathan. Big up Nathan, thanks for dropping by. Big up. Arteta was intimidated and he shit his pants when he got asked some proper questions. Don't know how you'll find the energy to care anymore. I'm emotionally done with club football. I understand that. I totally understand that. You too as well today got hella lucky with the 2-2 draw against Bournemouth because that penalty, that goal, lucky as well. You got a draw. Like, it's actually nuts. It's actually nuts. One thing that gave me some bounce, basically, today was the fact that it got announced that we signed Andrea Berta. That one thing got some bounce into my step. But obviously Arsenal did the best they could to kill that momentum pretty much instantly by the root. Instantly. Man, I come here and beat you. It actually is embarrassing. The question is there a post-match presser? Is there a post-United presser out? That for me is the big question. 2025, Emirates Cup. There is still no post-match press conference after the game. So I have to wait and see what Arteta waffles there. Any big club would sack their coach, bring 15... Dude, any big club would have sacked Arteta 2-3 seasons ago, let's be real. Marlon definitely got... like after the game, like Ancelotti at Chelsea at halftime. Exactly, get him out of the club. Instantly. Get him out. Just get him out. Put Erpod Albert as the manager till the end of the season and sign a proper manager at the end of the season. That's it. That's about it. Let's be real. Anything else regarding Mikel Arteta? Mikel Arteta stormed off. He has lost it. Let's be real. It's actually not. See, everyone's just memeing this. Generally, everyone's memeing. See, walked away from the interview when asked about the title race and everything. Phase 5, Arteta is now on less points at this stage of the season than Phase 1 Emery. Oh my goodness gracious. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? Oh my goodness gracious. Isn't that something? Isn't that something? Big up Curtis for tweeting this, by the way. Inspiration for today's thumbnail, by the way. Inspiration for today's thumbnail. Anyways, good news, he was available. Anyways, yeah, arrogant, immature, stubborn. Yep. Look at him storming off the car. Exactly. He can't take the heat. If you can't take the heat, get the hell out of the kitchen. Putting Gordon Ramsay meme. F off. Like Allardyce said to Jose Mourinho, he can't say, can he? Exactly. Can't say. Berta should allow Ancelotti or Allegri to say. I think he will. I think Berta will generally go for Inzaghi or Ancelotti or Allegri. He will go for an Italian who knows how to get the job done, where his vision aligns with the fact what he wants to see. That is the big thing. Anyhow, some few things I saw today on the social media as well. Let's a bit divert away from this Arsenal BS and let's just maybe look in a different direction. But it's not looking good, let's be real. Oh yeah, Ancelotti walks this league. With this team, yeah, he walks this league, let's be real. He definitely walks this league. And to some extent as well, I believe that, for example, Inzaghi also would walk this league. Because we have pretty much every single thing you would want to play 3 at the back. Defenders, wingbacks, midfielders, wingers. Only thing that's missing is the attack. Sorry, obviously strikers. But he would have signed proper strikers with the money he has. Let's be real. Berta can convince you. Maybe he could, but he definitely will get someone proper in as soon as the push when the push comes to shove. Anyhow, highest wage bills in European football last season. Whew. Arsenal are number 9, 381 million euros. That's the wage bill Arsenal have last season, apparently. That is actually kind of insane. For the players we have, for the bench we have, 381 million euro wage budget. Make it make sense. Make it make bloody sense. 381 million. For all the Kiviors, Zinchenko's, and all these people, oh my goodness gracious. Genuinely, oh my goodness gracious. That is actually kind of embarrassing, pathetic, and to say the least. Simeone is so close to Arteta. Not sure how to respond to this. Because I can see where you're coming from. I totally can see that. But overall, nowhere near close. Let's just put it that way. That would definitely be my reasoning. Definitely would be my reasoning the way I see this. Anyways, this is something unique. Apparently Arsenal, as I said, as soon as we signed Berta, Serie A links started to pop up. Arsenal target Bologna. We are back at shopping at Bologna because the previous 2 times have worked very well with Calafiori and Tomiyasu, right? Remember those 2? With Bologna wonderkid Santiago Castro. This is a guy Arsenal apparently have been linked with. Let's just take for a few seconds away our attention from United games, genuinely disaster. We're gonna move back to it after we talk about these bits and bobs here, right? Santiago Castro, right? Santiago Castro. He's 20 years old. He can play left wing, right wing, and a striker. And he, in 28 games, has 7 goals and 5 assists. And that's about it. He starts almost every single game. His value is about, what, 30 million, I would assume. And yeah, that's about it. No idea how he looks, what he can do, and where he could move from there. Let's be real. Let's look at overall how he looks. 2 seasons, 8 goals, 6 assists, nothing much. Basically breakout season. Not sure why, but hey, here we are where we are. Here is the big one. Apparently, incoming Arsenal sporting director. When we talk about this, that is the big one. Not gonna lie. Here is the big one. Apparently, incoming Arsenal sporting director Andrea Berta, why is Berti? I have no idea, has already identified Lautaro Martinez as the club's leading striker target for the summer. That is according to Football Insider. Now, first things first. Yeah, sorry. Yeah, I get that. I totally get that. Yeah. Now, first things first. It's Lautaro Martinez. I was yesterday watching Inter Milan game. He scored a goal and everything. Yada, yada, yada. Lautaro Martinez has said himself that he doesn't want to leave Inter Milan whatsoever. He can see his whole career there. That is one thing, money talks, okay, yada, yada, yada. But the big thing is, I don't want Lautaro Martinez at Arsenal. That is my personal thing. I don't know if you agree or not, but this guy is a striker, let's be real, but still, he is not the answer. Let's be real. He's like Kai Havertz. He scores more than Kai Havertz, right? But overall, he misses so many chances in front of the net, it's actually kind of nuts to say the least. He misses so many bloody chances. I have seen him miss from 2 yards out, just like Havertz did against Manchester United. On multiple occasions, by the way. I have seen him miss. He nearly cost Argentina the World Cup, by the way, the year they won it against France. Like, as much as I get it, because we have been linked with him before, I don't think he's the answer as well, because it will be, again, come to a point when it's hella frustrating. Hella frustrating. If you ask me which Argentinian striker I want, I would say, let's be real, Julian Alvarez. That would be my idea of a proper striker. If we go Argentinian route specifically. Let's just put it that way. Because if I'm not mistaken, and I'm gonna check this, so I'm not talking out of my ass here. Lautaro Martinez, 10 goals, 5 assists in 26 games this season. If I'm not mistaken, right? Overall balance, Serie A, 232 games, 113 goals, 38 assists. This is his goal tally he has had at Serie A for Inter Milan. I'm gonna put it this way so you can see better. But this is the case. This is what Berta would like to have. Big up Peppermint, and I totally get it. I want Inzaghi. I wouldn't say no to Inzaghi as well. I think Berta will go for Inzaghi or Allegri or someone like that. Arteta is losing the plot. Storms out of interviews and everything. Genuinely. You know, Rob, you and I know we aren't serious when we are linked with players. Exactly. Like, but overall, look, this is his record, right? In Serie A. He has scored 20 odd goals for the last 3 years. 4th year ago, 17, 10 assists, okay? This season, he has had a massive drop-off, right? Let's see what he does by the end of the season. Still 12 games to go, obviously, right? Doesn't get injured too much, obviously, but he is kind of starting to pick up form. But the big thing for me is, as weird as it sounds, I don't want him. I don't want Lautaro Martinez. Some Gunners will be working overtime to damage. Oh, they are already doing this. They are already doing this. Have you seen this, by the way? Have you seen this? This is especially for Pepper. Where is it? 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 This is already one of the excuses they are pushing out. Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? Where is it? This is one of the excuses. This is why Arsenal lost the game. Because the ball from the free kick spot was, instead of 10 yards, 11.2 yards out. This is what they're pushing at the moment. One of the narratives they're pushing out. Arsenal lost the game because the wall was 1 yard further back than it should have been. How does this specifically, it's a goal, okay, cool. How does this specifically impact the rest of the 89 minutes, the BS we watched throughout the whole game plus added time? How does that impact the whole game? Does that stop us from scoring somehow? Does that stop us from actually having problem game patterns and everything? How? I'm actually wanted Fernandes to put the ball on that. To be honest, when they got the free kick, I kind of got the feeling that they would score. He would score from there, because whether you like Bruno Fernandes or not, it's irrelevant. Whether you think he's a crybaby or not, it's irrelevant. But he's the captain of United, And he actually turns up as a captain in many games. Let's be real, he actually gets GA, he actually puts points on the board for Man United. No matter how you look at things, he actually does this. Penandes, call him as you want. Call him Penandes as much as you want. But he actually puts the ball in the back of the net. Compared of the pillow foot, who cannot get it even properly on target for us. Create for us. Who takes 65 billion touches. Does hair flicks, arm waves, gets goosebumps when he walks to North London forever and all that crap. 85 million touches, ring around the rosy, stanky leg, nay and all that stuff he does on the pitch with the ball. I'm an Allegri fan. I get that. I totally get that. Yeah, he has. Totally. He walked out of an interview asked about the title race. He has lost it. Let's be real. We need to do damage control. The club needs to do damage control because at some point, all this frustration will basically go out in the fact that he's going to lose the dressing room. And let's be real, we don't want that. The players should have paced the distance themselves. They have themselves to blame. Could be the case. Yeah, I applaud the interviewer as well. Big up to him. He didn't stand for this BS what the press conferences does. When Man United defended the free kick, they were alert where the ball should be. Exactly. And Odegaard puts it in the wall. Exactly. Everyone knew. I genuinely was watching the game and I said, this is going in the wall. Because 9 out of 10 times, if not all 10 out of 10 times, when Odegaard stands over the ball, he has a free kick situation for a direct shot on target, he hits it at the wall. Let's be real. Last time he scored a free kick was against Burnley. And that was what, 21-22 season? Come on, what are we doing here? None of our players deserve the thing for our poor display. Raya was the only one to some extent. Really starting to question Rice's mentality. To be honest, that pass, the hospital pass, Merino did backwards, where Declan Rice made an inch-perfect tackle, showed me that Declan Rice should be one of the captain candidates. Because after that tackle, the camera instantly turned to him and he was screaming, yelling out of his mind to every one of the defending players, doing this and saying, focus, what are you doing? Odegaard never does that. Let's be real, he never does that. Celebrating equalizer like he won the game. Yeah, I get that. I said get the ball and everything, but hey, not taking ownership, direct free kick. Yeah, I genuinely, an equalizer against United who are sitting 15th in the table. Like, what are we doing here? Get the ball, get it to the center circle, go again, score the second. He was celebrating while the ball was still in play. Well, to some extent I get it, but yeah. Yeah, that Rice tackle was on Højlund, I get it, right? That's the thing. But when afterward the camera turned on him and he was screaming at the defense from them to basically focus up, it's a bit different. Obviously, yeah, I get it that it's not a mentality, he just fixed a mistake. But for me, like, I have never seen Odegaard do that. He usually pats on the shoulder and then does hair rub and everything, and that's about it. I've seen, in that one moment, I've seen more from Rice than I've seen from Odegaard being a captain. Like, I'm putting it that way. And that just shows how desperate as a fan I am for a proper captain. Given the captains I've seen like Adams, like Patrick Vieira, even Cesc Fabregas, Granit Xhaka to some extent, who generally would two-foot a person if it didn't go right. How desperate I am for a proper captain. It kind of shows desperation from my end as well, doesn't it? That even the one time Declan Rice does something good and he screams at the defense for them to focus up, I'm more excited about that than anything. We all know that, but people get surprised at so-called mentality. Yeah, but like, I would say that Gabriel should be the captain. I could see Declan Rice being the second captain to some extent. Gabriel Magalhaes, yeah, Gabriel would be a fantastic captain. Yeah, I'm not arguing that. I'm not arguing that one single bit. Anyways, Lautaro Martinez, I'm saying no to him. Let me know what you think in the chat. In other news, instantly, see, we signed Andrea Berta. Arsenal have opened discussions with Victor Osimhen over a permanent move for the striker. Now, question. Would you take... Yeah, Gabriel should be the captain. Lautaro Martinez or Victor Osimhen? Who would you want as the striker for Arsenal for next season? Because I strongly believe that Andrea Berta could get either of those over the line if given the proper money. Let's be real. Because he actually is a shark and he knows how to get these big deals done. right? So, Osimhen or Lautaro Martinez? Which one would you take at striker for Arsenal for next season if you had a choice, basically? Up to you. Leave your thoughts down in the chat. Rice also has a bit of a lower league mentality still. I think he's something more. Yeah, I get that. It could be a West Ham mentality to some extent. Rodri is just different gravy, let's be real. He called it spot on about when we went and played for 0-0. Yeah, they did that. And as soon as. Remember when they said. Rodri said. Grealish or Rodri, who said it? The day when we. When was it? When they lost, I think, at the Emirates against Arsenal. They said, Rodri said they knew at that moment they're gonna win the league because Arsenal celebrated like they had won the Champions League at that point. Big up Kwame, thanks for dropping by. Have a nice evening, have a nice day tomorrow. Take care and everything. Personally, I would take Osimhen over Lautaro Martinez. I'm not gonna lie. I would take Osimhen over Lautaro Martinez. That's just my opinion. And of course, according to Yellow Page stories and fish eyes, as I call them, ficayas, I call them fish eyes. Arsenal and Liverpool are the prime contenders to sign Kingsley Coman and expected to leave by in the summer between 30 and 40 million euros. That is the other story going around, but hey, it is what it is. But yeah, Lautaro Martinez, I don't want him at Arsenal, as weird as it sounds. West Ham have won something led by Rice. That's true, yeah. Ironically enough, West Ham have more pedigree in Europe than Arsenal do because they have won something in Europe. Arsenal couldn't even win Europa League. Kingsley, come on. Exactly. Why are we still linked with him? Yeah, yes, a third-tier European competition, but, well, let's be real. You still have to win it, and it's West Ham. Let's be real as well. Whether you look it down on it or not, at least it's a trophy. Let's be real. Arsenal couldn't win Europa League. I'm not saying it's a Prem mentality, but at least he has won something. At least he has won something because in Arsenal we don't have like proper winners. You could say, oh, we have signed Jesus, Zinchenko, well, technically Declan Rice, and Havertz, all who have won something big in their lives, right? Premier Leagues, Champions Leagues, Conference League to some extent. But overall, none of them show the mentality of winners when they play, when they're on the pitch, or leading by example. That is a big worry because mental aspect of Arsenal's team is one of the biggest issues at the club. It's like saying someone captain Carling Cup and then think they're oh, big up Victor, you prefer Osimhen. I do too, I'm not gonna lie. I prefer Osimhen over Lautaro Martinez. I'm not gonna lie as well. Is there a post-United press conference? ARTETA frustrated not to win. Every word... Yeah, Rousseau. Here we go. Every word after the 1-1 draw we just suffered. Anyone want to look at this? Anyone want to see what this Lego head has waffled about? One loss in 2 European... Exactly. One final. Anyone want to see this? Anyone want to get pissed off even more? Just putting it out there. Who wants to get pissed off even more? Let's be real. The level of the Conference League is very far below the... Yeah, I totally understand that. I totally get that. Look, the League Cup is good enough for Pepe. What? I might be off my chain here because I'm still sick. Hella sick, let's be real. I'm doing this kind of stream with being with 37.8 temperature and being with the flu and everything. So if my voice goes, I'm very sorry. Oh, Pep, okay. League Cup isn't good enough for Pep. Exactly, but he likes to win the Cup just because it gives them the momentum for the rest of the season. If he'd only won that, he'd not be a great manager. I totally get that. I'm not doing anything here. I totally get that. We need winners in the team, and we obviously don't have the ones with the mentality. Let's be real. Anyways, Mikel Arteta interviews. Let's see what he has said on his feeling after today's game. On the feeling of today's game. Oh, I see. Let's see what Arteta has said. It's frustrating not to win the game with everything we did, especially in the first half. The first 43-44 minutes, how we dominated every aspect of the game. Full control. Are you bloody dumb? Garnashers looked like genuinely prime Neymar against Calafiori. Where did we dominate? One ball over the top and they were in. What the hell is this full control? We lacked a little bit in the final 15-20 meters. Oh, bloody hell. To have more shots, more purpose, more direction, the last pass, the last action, but the game is clearly for us and is the direction that we wanted. Unfortunately, one long ball. It's always one long ball, isn't it? And we didn't manage to beat the ball well. We gave it away, created a foul in a dangerous area. We have to rely on them not to take advantage. And they took it, basically. They capitalized on that in the second half. We tried to generate the momentum. We scored a goal. And my feeling was that they were really struggling. In which universe United were really struggling in the second half? In which universe Manchester United struggled in the second half? We should have been 3-0 down before we even scored the goal. Raya made a fantastic save. Then the double save, another save, Gabriel tackle on the Rasmus and everything. What game was he watching? Sorry, but what game he actually was watching? He struggled, exactly. Got to be able to walk before you can run. Exactly, we look clueless, no ideas, no nothing. What game was he watching? I'm sorry. They couldn't get out, and I feel like they didn't have the legs to do that. We opened the door for them to maybe win the game. We gave some very unusual balls away. That's something. Very basic things were done really poorly. Even though we had even though we had three big chances. Wait. Even we had three big chances. Three big chances. I'm just thinking, where were the three big chances? Because Martinelli's shot was offside. He was offside. But it looked like pillow foot shot from the edge of the box. That was a chance or what? I kind of don't get it. Three big chances. What? We are now 5 years into process, so the time's running out. Win the UCL. Exactly. Win the Premier League, Champions League, or GTFO. And at the end of the season, he has to go because he's not winning either of those. I prefer Arsenal to finish in the 5th place and compete in Europa League and win that than finish second. Dude, we almost did that, by the way. We went to the final, we finished as well like that. We nearly did that. We just got pammed in Baku by Chelsea. Merino in the first half, 5th place will get Exactly. 5th place gets the Champions League. The worst part is a Premier League could have 7 teams in the Champions League next season. 7 teams we could have in Champions League next season, Premier League. Because 5 teams get it. If Europa League gets won by Premier League team, they get into Champions League. And then if the 6th place wins the cup and everything, and the league positions align as favorably for that team that finishes 6th, they also will be in Champions League. That will save Arteta's job with this 5th place. Exactly, that's the worst part. No experience win the big cups. None of the cups, let's be real. Watch we finish 5th and qualify for Champions League. Don't even. On dropping points in the last 3 league matches. Today, the efficiency we had in the last 20 meters. Again, the 20 meters. What's he talking about? It wasn't good enough. We know that. Those are big parts of a lot of things. The games, you come on to Old Trafford and what... Then you have to overturn a result, which we know is very difficult to do here. You have to expose yourself a little bit more because you have to take more risks. And then the game could have gone their way in the last few minutes. Well, not the last few minutes. The whole second half was in their favor. Shut the hell up. On the free kick being moved slightly. They just mentioned that. If Bruno has done that, football is for street smart players. And he's done that and capitalized on it. He's more clever than us and the referee. What the hell is this? Seriously. What the hell is this? They just mentioned that. If Bruno has done that, football is for street smart players. We have none of those in the team, by the way. And he's done that and capitalized on it. He's more clever than us and the referee. So you want to say me that Bruno Fernandes is smarter than Mikel Arteta? Well, he's finally admitted that he's not smart. Well, let's go with that. What he's going on about mirrors? We use true. That is also the case. But he basically has admitted that Bruno Fernandes is smarter than Mikel Arteta. That is also the case. Can Arsenal win the Conference League? Well, I don't think so. Let's be to some extent. I kind of don't think so, because we would screw it up somehow. We have this in our DNA to shoot ourselves in our own foot somehow. We have done it before and we'll do it again. He basically is calling him a cheat there, and he needs to show evidence of that. And if it should have counted, I don't know, but he's done it. It was a goal, so they took advantage of that. Football is for clever people. He's losing the plot, isn't he? On having players like Gabriel Martinelli back, we have to rely on what we can do better with the players that we already have, and we have to be consistent because we did so well 4 days ago. Well, you're gonna write that for a long time, won't you? It's about doing it again and again, like we did last week. It doesn't matter if I'm very positive that with the ones that we have, we can do better in terms of what we can produce in the final third. Lord save us all. If there are any players in the team that we'd like to have more of, I'm very happy with the ones that I have. I guess the less than said than better about that, isn't it? And if Bukayo Saka will be back soon, with Gabi it was a bit different, the kind of injury, much closer with Bukayo after international break. Let's see where his progress is really good. He's really willing, that's a word, as you can imagine, so we are positive that in a few weeks he'll hopefully be back. So basically, once we get past PSV and we go to play against one of the Madrids, he's gonna basically rush back Bukayo Saka and risk him for a 10 times worse injury. That's what he's saying here. Might as well lock off Bukayo Saka for the next season. Give him 2-month holiday, fly wherever you want, relax, come back for preseason. He should be doing that. On coming up against low block, I think Amorim mentioned it and it was very clear that he didn't want to play that. But in the manner that we dominated the game, you didn't dominate the game. You just had possession. Two different things, dominating the game and dominating possession. Completely different things. Barcelona went to Celtic in Champions League, had like 79-85% possession, and they still lost to Celtic. Means nothing. They didn't have another chance, and then they scored a goal and capitalized on that. We were unable to score a second one. Well, that's nothing new. And if we can be better in the creativity and chance creating, yes, for sure. That's the responsibility of all of us, and we don't want to put that into the minds. I agree with you. That's fully the initiative that everybody has to take, especially when we defend and attack against so much density. We've done it in the past, we've done it recently, but we have to do it consistently. When we have beaten low blocks on consistent basis, when we have actually had a phenomenal game against low blocks, like seriously, think about it. When we have had it against Leicester, we went up and we were 2-0 up, then it was 2-2, and then we struggled till the end. Against Southampton, they scored even first. Against low blocks, we struggle like no tomorrow. So what's going to happen against Diego Simeone? Like, what the hell is this? We've done it in the past. What? And if our training sessions are geared up to playing against low block. Yes, and as well another big part of those set pieces and the amount of situations we generated. Set pieces! We had about 8-9 corners today. How many corners did we have? Where are the corners? We had 9 corners today. How many chances did we have from these corners? Zilch. Nada. Nothing. So what are you doing in the training then? We haven't scored a set piece since December, haven't we? We generated that, so another tool that we a few weeks and months ago we were exceptional at and opened a lot of games, and we lost a lot of players up front, so we need to require a lot of these things. Yeah, because Bukayo Saka on corners is really helpful because nobody can whip a ball in from the left side, like Bukayo Saka. What are you waffling about? And if the title race is over, or someone asked this again, I don't want to say that, but today the frustration is that we haven't won our game. We know the urgency, and it's about winning every single match if you want to have any chance of doing that. I don't think it's the right moment to talk about that. Well, he got vexed about that, didn't he? Pissed off, and he just waffled with his way out of it. Let's just put it that way. Lol, Arteta seems to think that Amorim is gonna tell him to chill with his tactics. Exactly, like that. See, he thinks that. Then Mikel Arteta has these sneaky things when players take their forms to the games and everything, and then they barely sit on the bench and all that stuff. Which Zinchenko said about his book and everything. Paul Merson, I didn't hear what Paul Merson was saying on the Sky Sports. Haven't heard it. Rice is our best midfielder. To some extent. Partey and Rice, both of them. If Partey is not overplayed, Odegaard needs to be relegated of the set piece. Oh, 100%. Sell Odegaard. Odegaard needs to go in the reserves. Yeah, Odegaard is one of the, as much as as weird as it sounds, maybe not actually weird. Odegaard is one of the issues at the club. It sounds weird because technically he's one of our by name best players. By the performances, he's one of our worst players most of the time. And Odegaard needs to go. He is not the answer. He's not it. Because technically he plays an attempt. He doesn't create enough. He cannot score. And he overholds the ball and he takes too many touches. I want him to try him as an 8. But then again, the biggest flaw is Odegaard is as weak as a piece of paper. He will get bullied in the midfield. And it doesn't matter who we play against because most of the teams have very physically strong midfielders. And Odegaard will get bullied there. So he is nowhere near good enough to play either of those two positions. Merson basically said that title race was over and that City will finish above us. Big up Paul Merson. Big up, big up, big up. Bro, I'm afraid of the Premier League defenders. Basically. He sounded a bit drunk but talked facts. Yeah, that is the case. I would take even Ten Hag right now. Let's not go over the moon with this, right? Let's not go to extremes. Let's be real. But let's be real, Ten Hag in 2 years has got to 3 finals and two trophies at United. I wouldn't take him at Arsenal, I'm not gonna lie. At the same time, I won trophies at Arsenal, so that's kind of ironic, isn't it? So I want Inzaghi, Allegri, Simeone, Ancelotti. Give me a proper manager. I would take on a goal. How is Solskjaer doing at Besiktas, by the way? He's signed for Besiktas. How is he doing there? That is also a big question. I haven't paid too much attention to Turkish League. I know they got relegated from Europe. At least he'd bring a better style of play. That is the thing. We talk about style of play. And in 3 different years, we have had 3 different styles of play. One was all-out attack, almost what it felt like in 22-23 season. Last season, it was all about possession. This season, it's total defense with control. So we have played 3 different years, 3 different styles. And none of them have worked. You have no ideas how to play if your plan A doesn't work. You're out of your depth. Every time camera turns to you, you're always sitting like this, or doing this, or looking at Airpod Albert for answers, and you don't know what to do. He has to go, man. He has to go. What else then? ARTETA is running us into the ground will be a joke of football for them. Yeah, he has to go, let's be real. At the end of the season, he has to go. We are lucky that Heaven never latched onto the through ball. Yeah, true. He would have been one-on-one, exactly. I said this as well in the beginning of the stream, by the way. Only thing missing from this game was Chidobe Martin coming on as a striker instead of Rasmus Højlund and scoring a goal. Only thing missing. Because that perfectly would have summed up our season and in what state we are at the moment. Because Heaven and Chidobe Martin left Arsenal for a team like United, who are utterly in very struggling, they're bin form basically. They're very embarrassing situation at the moment. And they left Arsenal, who are in the top 4 consistently now, and should be going for a title, still in Champions League, for the mess that Manchester United are. Isn't that telling you something? Let's be real. I would take anyone other than the fraud Teta right now. Bro can't even use some damn youth academy players he puts in. Yeah, that is also a big thing. That is a big issue. For me, the question is why Calafiori cannot play at striker and we could play, for example, Miles Lewis Skelly as a left back. Because Calafiori got cooked inside and out. He got roasted, baked, and everything by Garnacho today. Garnacho looked like genuinely prime Pedro in Barcelona. Prime, I don't know, prime right, like genuinely he looked insane. Like prime, I don't even know how to compare him to it, but he looked genuinely like one of the best wingers in the world. Garnacho against us today looked. And that is embarrassing alone because Garnacho pretty much stinks out the game every single game. Like, that is actually insane, and that's embarrassing on that note alone, let's be real. But anyways, guys, this embarrassment, I don't know. I genuinely don't know. I'm sitting here sick with the flu, almost 38-degree temperature, barely can speak, my head is exploding, and everything. And Arsenal add on top of that all this pain. I don't know. I don't know where we go from here. To some extent, is this even recoverable? Can we even get better? Unless Arteta goes? Obviously not, but is Arteta gonna go? Will he get sacked at the end of the season? That is the big question. That is the big question for the ages. Where are we gonna finish in the league? Does it even matter? Because we're gonna get Champions League no matter what. 5 teams getting Champions League. Now, let's be real, we're gonna be one of those 5 spots no matter how you look at things. We're not gonna win Champions League. We're gonna go out to one of the Madrids, let's be real as well. So, I don't know where we go from here. Andrea Berta has lots of stuff to do, let's be real. And whether it's gonna be with or without Arteta, that's up to him and Kroenke to decide. Hopefully it's without Arteta, let's be real. Hopefully it's without Mikel Arteta. At this point, just forfeit the league already and sell it. Maybe not the whole squad, but definitely a big part of the squad. Yeah, I get that. Football should be a place that allows you to forget about the real world to some extent, escape reality. But being an Arsenal fan these days turns you to alcohol. That's how mad it is, I'm not gonna lie. But hey, I guess it is what it is. But yeah, I think on that note, I'm gonna end today's stream. If you haven't already, like the stream, subscribe if you're new around here. Leave your thoughts down in comments below. Have a great evening. Have a great week tomorrow. Don't let Arsenal ruin your week. On Wednesday, we play PSV. See what that's going to bring. I'm not going to liking that, of course. But let's see how much Arteta rotates as well. Time will tell. But for today, I am out. I'm going to go to bed because I'm genuinely barely sitting here. So take care. Stay safe. Have a nice day tomorrow. Have a nice evening. Peace out. Enjoy whatever you can enjoy just to forget about Arsenal. I might, just once I'm not sick, once I get off medication and everything, I might actually, not gonna lie. But yeah, for today, I am out. Take care, stay safe. Arteta out.